I'm gonna boot up the game, I guess. Welcome to the stream. That's normal. That's a normal reaction. I do not know why the OBS is showing up on over the window. Yeah, hello. Maybe I need to use game capture instead. Hang on. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's finally time. I finally get to clear the Cathys. It's happening. It's real. And we have Philip Clare. Which I'm probably not gonna get. But a man can dream. Oh, how I love them Ruinas. Yeah, I've got like 2,000 lunacy saved up, so I think I've got like 110 pull. Also, turns out I had a restriction on my my Steam account where I couldn't trade. And I thank you, blaring alarm. Oh. I love gambling! I love gambling so much! Oh, gambling is my favorite pastime! Yeah! I love gambling! I love gambling so much. Okay. It's time to Walpurg. God, I hope one day we get Love Town IDs. I forgot what I was saying beforehand. I mean, Deltarune is like... Deltarune's a good game, but if you don't want to play it, you don't want to play it, you know? Yeah, I hear that Wingbeat Ishmael is like really, really good. Something that interests me is how like Fairy Festival and Wingbeat are like really powerful, or like decently powerful at least in like in a fucking Library of Runa and Limbus Company, but like in Lobotomy Corporation, it's like it's literally a Zayn level. Anyways, let's gamble. It's time to gamble. Okay. Okay. I see. Do we have enough? Yeah, okay, we have enough for one more 10 pull. I love gambling. I love gambling so much. I love gambling. God, please give me Ishmael. You get dupes, bitch. Okay. Anyways. It's finally time. We get to weather the heights. I get to voice Heathcliff. I get to do so many British man impressions. Come back, Heath, to the manor where the last vestiges of its beauty remain in its violet flowers. Actually, I'm gonna... To the manor where its storm-broken breach has siphoned all that was once warm. To the manor that gave you not only life, but also scorn and desolation. To the manor where your place was the frozen corner that couldn't be further from the hearth. Return from the moors. It's time for you to come home. So this is what T-Corp's nest looks like. We had surprisingly little trouble making it past the nest borders. I guess my concerns were unfounded. Well, somehow we made it through this nest checkpoint without any trouble. 'Tis nothing, for such wild compliments are necessary, says I. But we didn't say anything. She's grown so much. Everyone seems awfully relaxed, having just entered a different nest. I guess everyone's gotten used to this by now. Humdrum, routine. I guess they'd be the words to describe the general sentiment among the sinners. Except for one, that is. We're headed to this place called Wuthering Heights next, right? I could tell from Heathcliff's glum expression that his mind was weighed down by all kinds of complicated concerns. Yeah. Though his eyes were staring at the moving scenery past the windows, his mind was fixed on something that his eyes couldn't see. Something that lay beyond the building walls. Wuthering Heights. That manor must have been built on one windy hill, huh? Yeah, bloody Wuthering, like its namesake. I think that, oh god damn it. I'm slipping into a fucking Australian accent already. Hang on, give me a fucking minute. British, bloody ass. British, water. Not a single corner of that place gave any comfort. Heathcliff's voice carried an unusually dark tone. The other sinners on the bus noticed this and began chatting him up. A return to one's homeland must bring forth quite a tangled mass of emotions. Homeland? Well. The Britain, me when Britain. Wasn't born here. I was raised here. That's Australian again. Was raised here. I suppose. When did I forget how to do a British accent and start doing an Australian accent again? I suppose that could still count as a homeland in a way. But doesn't conjure in me the same feeling that a homeland is supposed to. Which mainland case? I did not. That is I'm American, so we don't learn anything about fucking anything outside of the country. I never expected them to do something like that. That's so crazy. That is to say, you've no idea how many times I imagined it played out in my head. Returning to that bloody manor, smashing every little thing in that place to bits until there's nothing left. Okay, so you'll smash everything to bits. Then what? Did you really learn nothing from watching what I went through at the lake? I did learn something. If I ever lose the plot and push myself to the brink of no return, I trust that one of you louts will pull me right out of it. Are you giving us permission to beat the sense back into you? Yeah, that's what it takes. Interesting. How far are we allowed to go with bodily harm? Amputation? Nerve mutilation? Maybe we can at least smack his head really hard? Alright, you cheeky bastards. Seriously, this ain't an invitation to use me as your emotional punching bag. I'm not in the mood to... Still, I think your present self can do this, Heathcliff. Huh? What do you mean, my present self? Heathcliff, your present self is deprived. You're poor and don't have anything left. What? Poor? Right, now you're skipping past the pleasantries and going straight into personal insults, yeah? I'm... Oh, I think you took my words the wrong way. I really need to figure out a more, like, fitting voice for Hongmu, I feel like. Hongmu's far from the most talkative sinner, but when he does speak, he usually has something insightful to say. Though, since he never says it in a way that's immediately obvious, his words are very prone to misunderstandings. In a way, we're all deprived, and that can change a lot of things. Maybe there are things that we can understand only when we're left with nothing. Doth that poverty explain our current unsightly lack of colorfulness? Don Quixote looked mournfully at everything around her, then at herself. She sounded like she was about to cry. Everything had been drained of color since the moment we entered T-Corp. It's the funny girl! Oh, it's the silly little goober. It's Don Don. It feels like even more of our colors have been taken away since then. I was wondering when we'd bring that up. Maybe we'll get our colors back soon. So I thought, like 10 hours ago. Are we gonna be colorless forever? Are we gonna be stuck in this gloomy hue for the rest of our lives? Seriously, nothing looks tasty in this sepia hue. I'm starting to lose even my will to live. Everything's in that sickly brown hue. Guys, even meat looks downright rotten in this color. I need to find a better voice for Rhodia too. That's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it? Oh, and what about those guys? They got color in their clothes. With an annoyed look, Rhodia gestured towards the people outside the bus. A sufficient amount of payment must be made in order to retrieve your colors. It must be emphasized that this question has been repeatedly answered on 23 separate occasions. Well, let me have a gander. His coat, his trousers. That bloke's not even that loaded. He's only trying to come off as though he is. Real tough spend no cash to get every single colour back. Even the trivial trinkets like the rims of their glasses. Did you also have to live without colour when you lived here, Heathcliff? No. The manor had some colour, yeah. Though we're still far from vibrant. Agreed. This is the colour of shit. Blood should have remained red. That poor soul's going to get himself jumped wandering about with that look. That's just enough colour to invite bandits, but not enough to keep them away. Heathcliff's predictions came true soon enough. Several thieves surrounded the bloke who's only trying to come off as though he's loaded, and bashed him on the back of his head. Fee, a bunch of shameless villains they are! Preying on a weak civilian like a pack of hyenas! Are they what you would call a gang? The gangs at T-Corp have certainly seen better days. I wouldn't even call them a gang. They're just lowlives running out of time. The last time I was here, scum like them couldn't dare to infest the streets so brazenly. There are gangs that aren't scummy? Of course! The gang I was in would never dogpile on some poor, unnamed bloke like that. Caron wants to vroom vroom. Can't vroom vroom with a roadblock. Well, there isn't much point in waiting for the situation to resolve itself. Virgilius finally spoke up after quietly listening. Oh, I'm gonna say that word. Vroom vroom indeed. Virgilius finally spoke up after quietly listening in on our discussion for the last few minutes. Take care of them before Don Quixote starts making a fuss about it. An enactment of justice! I thank thee! He's really starting to get the hang of this, huh? There's no time! I hate it. I love my videos games. Oi, you kids! This one's ours! Looks like you lot are running low on time as well. Tough luck. We've only got 30 minutes ourselves. Oi, they're one of the dead rabbits or something. 30 minutes? 30 minutes for what? Ain't possible. They don't dead rabbits and a vigilante no more. All they do nowadays is staring at you funny from behind those odd masks. Welcome to the stream. We're British now, yeah? Masks. What? What are you? Bollocks, we don't got time for this. Let's kill him quick. They began rushing at us with bloodshot eyes, not giving Heathcliff time to even finish his sentence. And now, it's time to click the win rate button.
자, 맞서보죠. 우리들에게 이깟 파도 별것도 아니잖아.
날 뛰어보라고. 아까처럼만 해. 그럼 이번 전투도 쉽게 갈 수 있을 거야.
개체에게 일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다.
Unfortunately, there hasn't been much progress made on the Sonichu dub. I've been doing things. The semester is gonna end soon. I'm gonna have summer break, so like, if it doesn't get done in like the next week or two, hopefully it'll get done like soon after that. I have not. This. The hell is Branchland? Hang on.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다.
Branchland, West Virginia. Just a place? Just a city in West Virginia? Are people buying it? Actually, don't answer that. They probably are. It's from fucking Chris Chan. They probably are.
어라, 언제 다 해치웠담? 이제 가도 되죠?
싱싱한 풀이 보이네.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, so I assume people are buying it then. Oi.
모자 멋진데?
Nice hat you got there. Where'd you get it? I'm sorry, please take everything. Take as much time as you want. Here's my watch. Sir Heathcliff! Heathcliff was looming over the man and growling threateningly. He certainly fit the look of a villain from this particular angle. Last, I was just complimenting him for his sharp passing choices. The lad's overreacting. This is literally everything I have. I don't got any money for ransom if you were to kidnap me. Please, please don't kidnap me. I've got family. They're all waiting for me to come home. The man we inadvertently saved from the hands of thieves was shuddering and screaming incoherently, almost to an unnatural degree. And we were still not out of the dark alleyways, where other thieves might be waiting to get the jump on us. hell is this racket? Oh? Well, what do we have here? I think I'm seeing loads of time rolling in right before us. 10 minutes. No, we'll take 5 minutes too. Hand it over now. Why the hell is every fella here so obsessed with time? If you won't give it up willingly, we'll have to kill you all and take that clock for ourselves. Oh, right, they're probably after Dante. Huh? Clock? Wait, me?
어떤 시간과 공간에 계시는 관리자님이 들을진 몰라도 그때를 위해서
Oh, and there's Angela
녹음해야 한다는 거군요.
from Last Walpurgis.
이것도 녹음되고 있는지는 미처 몰랐는데 대치가 되는 것 같습니다.
저들이 죽은 것 같이 불길 속으로. 선생님 봤어요? 다 죽어라.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 탈출 개체.
I found a site. I found a website that like had the manga for some somewhat niche interest of mine, and it was like $6, and I tried to buy it, and for whatever reason they said that it was prohibited and like refunded it.
선생님 봤어요?
Fucking weird shit. I don't know.
저 부표처럼 흔들리는 놈이 제1 사냥감이겠네요. 탈출 개체 끝장내죠. 제압 완료. 오,
Yeah.
다음은 어디요? 효율적인 대처로 개체를 놀라운 한 방이에요. 참고로 기계는
너무
이게 받은
쉽군요.
That's right. It turns out my I bought something from like a TF2 like marketplace type website. I think it was marketplace.tf, and they were like, "Hey, you gotta wait. You actually relocated your authenticator, so now you have to wait like 2 weeks before you can accept trades or sell anything on the community market." Thing is, that might be I might have been okay with that if it weren't for the fact that the reason I removed my authenticator was because I couldn't log into Steam through the Steam app, because when every time I tried to log into the Steam app, and like the mobile app, it would say, hey, if you want to log into Steam through the mobile app, you gotta authenticate it through the Steam mobile app. It's like, come on, man. But I should be able to receive the trade at like midnight tonight, so yippee. You. Quiet. Just quiet. You attract even more of them to us. Shut your gob right now, or we'll feed you to the meat grinder back at our rickety cannibal boss. Is that clear? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I completely forgot that Mephistopheles runs on fucking human meat. I forgot that that's the fuel for Mephistopheles. If I chop you up in a meat, hang on. If I chop you up in a meat grinder, and all that comes out is your eyeball, you're probably dead. Then you're not here to kidnap me? No, for the... I don't even know how many times we've told you. Of course not, indeed! But we had a limb... Just... She's trying so hard not to say it. I was playing music when I grind someone up. I mean, that would imply that Faust also... If like, Mephistopheles was part singing machine, that would imply that Faust also invented the singing machine. Actually, I've been thinking about something. I've been playing some Lobotomy Corp recently. The Mirror of Adjustment probably plays into, you know, the mirror worlds. Like, somewhere in there. Oh, also, I mentioned on the community tab, but I did Apocalypse Spirit Deathless. Smiley face. The passers-by of justice. Sir Heathcliff here can be rather brutish in his manner of speech. That is all. Right. Actually, does this guy I don't think this guy has a British accent. Right. Passers-by of... right. Passers-by of justice. So, why are they asking us for time, not money? Maybe time's just another commodity to be sold and bought here. Guys, is it just me again? The T-Corp pamphlet guide. Did no one really... Ishmael's eyes start to glaze over. Once again, she may have been the only sinner who bothered to read up on our destination. In T-Corp, also known as Time Track Corporation, its citizenry utilizes timepieces as personal identification. They often trade with time instead of physical currency. Their means of transaction done via the timepieces they carry. Most laborers in these lands are rewarded for their efforts with time. Thanks for the explanation, Yesong. I'll let it slide this time. So, is this going to be a problem? Otis is the only one of us who carries a watch. Oh, you mean her broken wristwatch? I always thought that wearing a stopped watch was a neat fashion statement. It's not a fashion item. It never was. How insolent of you to assume. Right. I've been meaning to ask. What got you so freaked out about kidnapping earlier? Oh, there's a pretty scary rumor of indiscriminate kidnappings going around these T-Corp streets. These are abandoned streets, so when I saw a dozen or so people running around together, I was scared that you guys might be the infamous kidnapping syndicate or something. We need more details. I want the who, when, where, what, how, and why. Proceed. But people have been going missing around here. This kind of became the last known location for a bunch of missing people. Everyone becomes a shut-in during the foggy days because they don't want to get kidnapped. No fucking way. It's Persona 4. God, I love Persona. I love Persona. I love the Look, it's even on the front page of the Times newspaper. Mysterious kidnapping fear sweeps district. Not even a single body found. I can keep reading if you want. Mirasol, Rhodia, and Don Quixote began enthusiastically reading the sensationalized titles in the attached articles on the newspaper he showed us. Oh, I gotta check out that award-winning eatery. It's not so far from where we are. So the time retrieval fixers have said as such in these interviews. Are you guys even reading the same article? That's right. There's a lot less people around here than I remember. This street used to be packed with workers headed to their factory jobs and inventors selling their useless trinkets. It's never been this empty. This empty street of T-Corp was thick with fog. The bustling crowd from Heathcliff's memory is now nowhere to be seen. Maybe the lack of color made the fog appear even thicker. This reminds me of the kidnapping rumor we heard when we were working on the Blade lineage case.
행방불명이라.
Missing
역시
people.
사람을 납치해서 팔아넘는
Maybe there really is a
압도적인
messed up
조직이
kidnapping.
있는 건가요?
Maybe there is. Oh, fuck. Maybe there really is a messed up kidnapping, human trafficking syndicate roaming this area. I've never heard of such a syndicate strutting about this place. Back when I lived here, at least. It is a statistical impossibility for a human trafficking syndicate to leave zero evidence behind. There is bound to be one or two they let slip between their fingers. Especially if this syndicate is so prolific to the point of indirectly discouraging the public from leaving their homes. A body or two will invariably be found. If they really didn't leave any bodies, then maybe it's worse than just your usual murders. Maybe it'll be more dangerous the more we look into it. If it's not just another violent tragedy, then maybe there's more to this than we think. Maybe there's some powerful organization pulling the strings. You know, that's a lot of conjecture to make just from the fact that no bodies have been found. I'm sorry? Guys, the night in the back streets. A single sweep from those sweepers leaves nothing behind. Every trash in the back streets, including corpses, is completely cleaned up. Right. They clean up even the corpses. Yeah. Of course, it's kind of scary that they clean up more than just trash. Yeah. The idea of sweepers really freaked Sinclair out for a while. That's because Rhodia kept making funny noises and sweeper impressions at me every night.
제압 완료. 경보에는 익숙해지시는 게 좋을 겁니다. 아직 50일까지 많은 날이 남은 것을 파우스트는 알고 있으니까요.
Wait, is the... Oh wait, no, yeah, there are 3 up there. Alright. It's time to get invited to Wuther the Heights. Mysterious case of missing persons in a street shrouded in thick, heavy fog. It's almost as if we're in the middle of some scary urban legend. Not that I'm scared. Not at all. Don't force yourself to laugh, Sinclair. I don't like this at all. Scared this soon after entering the nest? It's time to, It's time. It sure as hell is time. Everyone seems to be on edge, thanks to the unsettling story we heard earlier. I know what to do. Hey, Heathcliff. That invitation. Can you read it out loud for us again? It'll be a good idea to remind ourselves of our current mission. Besides, I could use a refresher myself. Just an invitation. There ain't anything special about it. The neatly folded invitation Heathcliff produced from his pockets completely betrayed his attempt at appearing aloof. It was folded with such tender care that it almost resembled a neat paper craft. He cleared his throat. Sometime later. Please, honor this occasion with your presence. With great respect, Nelly. And? Bollocks. You have to be here, Heath. I'll be waiting. Kathy. Damn. This wasn't exactly what I had in mind when I asked him to read that letter. What are we? A party crowd at some dive bar? Oh, that wasn't what we were Oh, that wasn't what we were going for? I knew that this would happen. I ain't even mad. Besides, all she says is that she'd be waiting. She never said she missed me or wanted to see me. Come on, bud. Just look at the way she wrote it. Here. Let me see. Some sinners gather in a circle like they're doing a literary analysis of the invitation letter. Maybe I was worrying too much. They're like school kids opening their first love letters.
뭐야?
What? Were you never... What? Were you never ever interested in those things, Sinclair?
저는
I was!
열심히
I was a good,
공부만 했어요.
diligent student. The only things I ever cared about were my textbooks and the school lectures.
시클레어군.
Sinclair.
붉어지고 있어.
Hang on. Sinclair! Thy countenance appeareth to be turning rosy again!
체질이라고
For the last time! I said it's genetics!
그럼
What about you, Dante?
아니다.
Oh, never mind. Hey, what's with that oddly sorry look on your face?
안타까울 필요는
The
없다.
manager has no need for your
세상에
sympathy.
많은 취향이
I am certain that there
존재하고
are those who appreciate their unique appearance.
그런데
Is it not
이상하지 않소?
odd?
히스클리프 씨가 연애
What?
편지를
That someone actually wrote Heathcliff a love letter?
아 이상 씨
Oh
그런
my!
말은 좀 너무하네.
I'm gonna try and figure out Hongmu's voice like right here now. Oh my, Yisung, that is such a rude thing to say. Yeah, I think that's close enough. Whatever, fuck it, we bought.
아니, 그런 무례한
No,
말을
I
한
had
것이
no
아니라
intention of relaying such crass sentiments to.
농담이에요, 농담.
Just kidding,
저도
Yisung.
이상 씨랑
Just
같은 걸
kidding.
느꼈으니까요.
I was actually thinking the same thing.
T사 어딘가에 있을
Since we're not
로봇
looking for a
지구가
lobotomy
아니라
corp branch of T
다
Corp,
같이 워더링
since we're
하이츠라는
heading to
저택으로
Wuthering
향하는
Heights
건
Manor instead,
그곳으로 도달해야
I suppose
황금
that's
가지를
where we'll
얻을
find
수
the golden
있다는
bough.
소리일 테니까.
정확하게
That was
짚어주었구려.
precisely what I had intended to convey, Miss Ishmael.
찬물 끼얹는
Thank you
역할을
for
하는
bringing that
것보다
up.
슬슬
I was starting to get
지겨워져서
tired of being the
입을
bringer of
닫고
unpleasant
있었는데
news.
우리가 워더링
Hopefully,
하이츠에
none of you are
가는
under the impression that we're headed to Wuthering Heights just because of some invitation Heathcliff received.
큰 실망을
Because
느꼈을
if you
거다.
are, you'll be sorely disappointed.
그래서 이 문맥을 보면
Right,
결국
so if
하는
we're
말이-
looking at the context she wrote this in, what she's really trying to say here is
아니
no. Oh my god. Can you imagine? Wait, imagine a podcast group of. Hang on. What is the ultimate nightmare podcast group that involves Christian? Okay, Okay, Christian, Justin RPG, who are some other weird Pokemon people that exist? Christian, Papachu, and Tony Chase. I have no fucking idea who those people are. Hang on. Actually, wait. I don't think that this is the correct Tony Chase that's on my screen right now. Okay, here we are. What the fuck is the satellite, man? I'm Glenn Quagmire. So true, honestly, for real. Me when I'm Glenn Quagmire. Anyways, back to video games. No, but you gotta look at the tone she used here.
뭐
Sure,
일단
moving
넘어가자.
on.
LCCB로부터
There was a report from the LCCB that a golden bough has been observed.
위치는
They narrowed its location down to somewhere within the Wuthering Heights, Manor.
하지만
But there was significant risk on account of the manor's unique security system that prevented the before team from conducting their on-site preliminary survey.
파악되지 못했습니다.
The exact location of the bow is yet to be identified.
특유의 보안 시스템.
Unique security measures?
그런 게 있었나?
Not sure if I remember anything like that.
그렇다면 더더욱
Right, then it's even more odd.
이상하다고밖에
No other ways to put
말할
it.
수 없겠네요.
동의해요.
Indeed.
비록
Though I remain
황금가지의
ignorant of the
값어치와
monetary
그
value
위상에
and public
대해
perception of its worth,
정확히 알고 있는 것은 난 평범한
I do
저택
know
안에
that the golden
그런
bow
것이
is
놓여 있을 리가
not an
만무할
item so
것
easily
같소.
obtainable that it may be housed in a normal, private manner.
황금가지가
It can be
처음부터
shared that the
그곳에
golden
위치해
bow
있었던
wasn't
것은 아니에요.
always located inside the manor.
정도만 말씀드리죠.
T사
I see.
로보토미 집
Then
어딘가에
the golden bow, its previous location in an unknown area within the T-Corp's Phlebotomy Corp
모종의
branch,
이유로
has been
저택으로
transferred to the
옮겨졌다는
manor
것이구려.
for a reason we are yet to be aware of.
캐서린이라는 인물이
Right.
이번 작전의
Then this
핵심이겠군요.
Catherine person will be a major part of this operation.
황금가지를 자기
To have a
주택
golden
안에
bow all
소유하고
to
있는
herself
사람.
in that manner.
그리고
And she's got to be one
황금가지가
confident
아니더라도
woman, too.
히스클리프 씨가
Confident
자신을
enough to
보러
believe that
저택에
Heathcliff
와줄
will come to
거라고
the manor
믿어
just to see her
의심치
face.
아주
Even if
자신만만한
hello.
사람이니까.
Hello everyone. How are you? Good. Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
We're doing the videos games.
Video game. It's female Don Don.
That is Ishmael. Dawn is literally from the same game.
I know.
All right.
Ishmael Uog. Ishmael Uog.
All right.
Ishmael Weenie. Can we get a Ishmael in the chat, Uog? Can we get a piss shit in the chat? Who is the satellite man? Hello, hi Black Red.
The satellite man is apparently another a lol cow similar to Christian. I googled them a little bit earlier, and that's all I know about them.
All right. Hello. Hello. Okay, I go now. I go back now. Bye bye.
Okie dokie. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Confident enough to believe that Heathcliff will come to the manor just to see your face, even if it wasn't for the golden bow. None of this conversation seemed to even register to Heathcliff, however.
혹시 주위에 이발소나
I hope
양품점이
my
보이면
game's will
말해줘.
open. Oi, let me know if you see a barber shop or a boutique nearby. This isn't a tour bus, Heathcliff. We will not make unnecessary stops like the one you suggest.
그냥 나를 내려주고
Right,
먼저
I
가도
get
되잖아.
it. Now why don't you just leave me behind and go on it? I'll catch up.
제가 두 눈 커다랗게
So,
뜨고 계속 보고
Heathcliff,
있는데 말이죠.
I've
히스클리프
been
씨.
watching the shops very closely.
아까의 그 소문
But I
때문인지는
haven't
몰라도
noticed a single
이 시간에
shop.
길거리에 열려 있는
It
가게가
might be
보이지
because of the
않아요.
rumors from earlier
안개가
and the
자욱해서 더
fog.
그런가 싶기도 하네요. 역시 저랑
Why don't you
고자씨한테
just leave it to
맡겨보시는 게
us?
제일
Rhoda and I. Rots Tony's teeth with satellites, trying to steal his parents' belongings, including all major companies in the White House, and is trying to rob him of his hermaphrodite sperm and eggs. Completely incomprehensible. Thank you very much. The satellite man isn't a wall cow, just a figment of Tony's imagination. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So, this Tony Chase person is just kind of delusional, I guess.
아이씨, 야 잠깐.
What the hell are you? Wait! Oh, wait! I think once we've done enough, I'm gonna take a few cracks at the Walpurgis missions. The must emerge from the back streets into a rather quiet-looking village. The fog was still thick, and everything was still in that faded hue. Even the occasional sightings of pedestrians had ceased. The very idea of color variation seemed like an alien concept here. All I see are orange-hued lights coming through the windows of misty gray buildings. It was as though everyone decided to stay indoors for the day. I can't even tell where we are, or how close we are from our destination anymore. Have you been here by any chance, Esau? He was the only other sinner who had spent a while in T-Corp, so I decided to ask if he recognized anything. It was evident that the scenery was unfamiliar to him.
나는 최대한 사람들의
Though
눈을
I have
끌기
resided here for some time,
연구와 생업에
most of my
몰두하고자
hours were
하였지.
spent earning a living and conducting my research when I could afford to do so.
그리 자유로이 오가지
Thus, I have
못했소.
not ventured freely in the streets of T-Corp. I can't imagine doing any research at a place like this. Can't have been easy.
익숙해지면
It is
괜찮소.
quite manageable once one
오히려
grows accustomed to
이곳에서
this
나고
monochromatic
자라나들에게
sight.
색이 있다는
The
것이
presence of
신기한
variance in
것이야.
color itself is a concept alien to those who are born and raised in these lands.
그리고 나는 잠시 기댈 수 있는 자들이 있었네.
And I had shoulders of those I could
낯선 곳에
lean
적응하는데 꽤 많은
even
도움이
for a
되지.
fleeting moment. It helps to have such support when acclimating to a place as foreign as this. Isong looks away to a place far beyond from here. Memories of his past, most likely. Did you ever hear anything about what T-Corp's singularity is?
그것에 대해선
As all singularities are, its true nature, its
나도
mechanisms and
무어라
functions are all
정확히
something of
추론할
an
수는
enigma.
없는 작동 원리라 함이
Yet-
맞겠어.
Isong paused and carefully began to speak.
시간과
I
관련이
am
되어
aware
있다는 것만으로
is that it has aught to do
알고
with
있었어.
me, though I
정확히
am
어떠한
unsure
시간이
of its use.
어떻게 다루는지는 이 또한 부질없는 추측이며
Damn,
답은
I'm glad you didn't
파우스티안만이
choke on it.
알겠소만.
Yeah. Congratulations on not choking on it. Smiley face. Well, I suppose this is but meaningless conjecture. It only was Faust among us! Among us. Among us. Well, I suppose all this is but meaningless conjecture, and only Miss Faust among us must be aware of the answers.
T사가
Its singularity is one of the reasons T-Corp constantly drains colors from its inhabitants.
그게 색이랑 무슨
What's time got to do with color?
시간을 필연적으로 제어해야 하는
Its
곳이다.
control of time is so imperative
그러니까
to T-Corp's
연관이 있는 면이 될
operations,
것이며
and they must also control the realm of light.
빛은 또한 색과도
As
밀접한
light
관련이
inherently has
있습니다.
much to do with the spectrum of colors,
색과
these two
얽히게
subjects
되는
eventually
것입니다.
overlap.
제가 알고 있는 시간에
That is as far as I
대해서까지는
can deduce
추론이
regarding the
가능했습니다만
concept of time that I am aware of.
파우스트가 가진
Yet,
T사의
it must
특이점과
also
관련된
be said that
지식을
it takes time for
접근하기까지는
me to reach Faust's specific
저에게
knowledge
아직은
regarding
시간이 걸린다는
T-Corp's,
말도
s-
덧붙여야 하겠군요.
regarding T-Corp's singularity. Faust, among us. They said it again. It's Korean actually. Yeah. All the voice acting is in Korean because the game's Korean. Faust, known among us for our maybe and perhaps, rarely ever gave us answers this detailed. Then now's the time to ask her. Then now's the time to ask her all my questions. Faust, what happens when you divide by 0? Yeah.
파우스티안, 시간이라면
That's understandable. Miss Faust, as we discuss the subject of time,
네.
indeed,
T사에 관한
it would
이야기는
be safe for us to move on
여기까지
from the
하는
subject
편이
of T-Corp at
안전하겠군요.
this time. Aww.
또 말해줄 것처럼 하다가 입을 닫아버렸네.
There she goes again, teasing us with stuff she's not gonna tell us anyway. Well, I guess I should be glad she decided to tell us this much. I doubt she'll tell us more no matter how much we pry.
그런데
That's
좀
kind of
씁쓸하네.
sad.
특이점으로 인해서
That there are people who've
평생
never
색을
seen
모른
color
채로
their
살아가는
whole
사람들도
lives
있단 거잖아요.
because of this singularity.
뭐 다 그런 거지.
Well, that's just how it
우리도
goes,
어쩌면
isn't it?
지금 다른 사람이 볼
As
때
a stranger, we'd be just another one of those
수도
poor,
있으니까.
miserable people who's never seen color.
뭐가 되었든
That's the
고기만
danger in
씹어본
trying your
적이
very
있다는
first
게
bite of the
무서운
meat.
거야.
You taste it
평생
once,
모르고
you'll
살면
never
좋을 텐데.
unknow the flavor. In the end,
기어코 고기
you'll
맛을
start to wish you
보면
never tried it.
알기 전으로 돌아가기는 불가능하니까.
Actual banger line. Fucking OBS
처음부터
studio
이곳에 하늘만 보고
disconnected.
살다 죽는다면
Suck me.
그건 불행도 아닐 거야.
I feel like this happens every fucking time. I get a notification for like 3 seconds. It's like, hey, OBS Studio just disconnected. And then it reconnects for whatever fucking reason. Things like the color of the sky too. You long to see it only because you've seen its beauty. If you were born here, never to escape its borders to the last of your days without ever seeing the blue sky, I'd hardly call that death miserable.
그것까지 불행하다고
Calling even that
말한다면
miserable is nothing but sheltered arrogance.
그렇게 생각할 수도 있겠네.
I guess that could also be true. The atmosphere in the bus suddenly became incredibly frosty.
그거 해보자.
Oh, hey, speaking of color, I got something to ask you. You guys ever heard of the colors game? Apparently, each type of personality has a corresponding color. Rhodia, who was the one to chill the bus in the first place, was also the first to break the ice. If Yisang enjoys the light blue color of the sky, then let's see. He must be a thinker and a philosopher, prefers the calm and quiet. I feel like most people could gather that, Rhodia.
어떻게 하는 것이오? 그거 참 기묘한 재주로군.
Oh. How did you come to know that? That is quite the remarkable talent you have. Hark, hark! I wish my favorite color to be rated as well! Forsooth, I quite fancy the color. Fuck, God damn it, I clicked on accident. 1 second. Hark, hark! I wish my favorite color to be rated as well! Forsooth, I quite fancy the color red. Nay, yellow! Nay, red! Nay! Now, wait your turn. Next in the order is Faust. I...
잠깐.
Wait up. I know exactly what you're about to say. You're about to say, Faust does not hold much belief in such ideations. Or something like that, right? Which is exactly what people who like the color white would say. I'm right, aren't I? Like, your hair's white too. I will not comment further on this subject.
나? 제일
Me?
좋아하는
My favorite color.
참, 뭘 그딴 걸 물어봐.
A stupid
남자답게.
question. That's not floss.
나는
But I like... He pauses. A great manner begins to emerge into our view from a distance. I could immediately tell that this was the Wuthering Heights manor Heathcliff had mentioned.
검은색.
Black.
모든 물감을
Let me try it again.
섞어버리면 나오는 색 아닌가?
Black.
그거.
It's the color you get when you dump an entire set of paint into a bucket. In it.
그래서 제일
And that's
궁금한
exactly
색깔이지.
why I tolerate it.
덧칠만
Keep throwing
계속해봐도
paint over
되는
paint
거니까.
over paint. And you get black. Simple. I can clearly hear that Heathcliff is muttering through gritted teeth. I have a feeling that black wasn't always his favorite color. So, okay, back to talking. Two things changed the moment Wuthering Heights Manor appeared over the horizon.
거울. 거울 있는 사람
Mirror.
없나?
I need a mirror.
야.
Anyone got a mirror?
내놔봐.
Come on, anyone?
왜 이러시는가?
What has gotten into you, Heathcliff?
이 거울은
This mirror isn't... One was Heathcliff, who was suddenly overcome with intense anxiety. And the other was the weather that grew dark and tempestuous all of a sudden. What a terrifying noise.
원래 이렇게 날씨가
Was the weather here always this awful?
바람은
It
항상
was always
거칠게
this
몰아치긴 했어.
windy. Yeah,
큰 수준이었지.
it was like a constant tempest.
하지만 이런
This
천둥이랑
thunder and lightning.
뭐
Well, the weather, Wuthering Heights was always this awful. Thunder, no.
멀리서만 봐도
That really is one massive manor if it looks that big from this far away.
Caron can't see well. Not sure if this is the right place, but we're here. Lightning goes boom, eyes go out.
This manor looked as though it came straight out of a dark Gothic tale full of mysteries. I was half expecting to hear a haunting cry echoing from its windows. So, are we just waiting for Virgilius to go off the bus again?
안 그런 적이 없지 않았나?
When hasn't that been the case, Manager Bud?
그래도 지금까지는 지부거나
I mean,
회사였잖아요.
it's not like we're digging into a botany corp branch or entering one of the wings, right? It's just a manor, so I don't see what's stopping him from coming with us.
자, 내리.
Now, off the bus.
나와 카론.
Karen and I.
이번에도 밖에서
We'll wait
기다리고
outside until we're done
있겠다고.
with our mission.
None of the sinners were hiding their dissatisfaction with Virgilius. Some of them were even standing with their arms crossed.
다들 표정을 보아.
By the looks on your faces,
단체로 할 말이라고.
clearly you all collectively have something to say.
Of course not. I would hardly ever dare to challenge thee.
Well, maybe not every sinner. We've gone through a lot of things, survived various trials and tribulations. Tribulations that could have been easily handled had Virgilius been there with us. So,
베르길리우스,
Virgilius. Looks like Ishmael decided to step up as our representative.
처음에 길잡이라고 우리에게 소개하지
You
않았나요?
introduced yourself to us as our guide, didn't you?
그런데 길잡이는
So what kind of guy just tosses everyone at the start of the journey and goes off on their own with the bus driver? Where are you guys even going?
쓸데없이 짜증 부리는 게
I want to make it
아니라고.
clear that I'm not being a hard ass for no good reason.
저는 당신을
I'm
신뢰하고
asking you
싶으니까
because I
물어보는
want to
거예요.
trust you.
같은 부서의 동료라면
After all,
적어도
we're technically all in the same
업무가
boat.
한삼지 정도는
We're
공유하죠.
co-workers. I'd say the least you can do is tell us where we're headed. Virgilius held his silence for a moment. His brows were not as furrowed as they usually are, which is the only indicator to me that he wasn't as offended to hear this as I thought he'd be.
너희가 좀
Just like you
계약을
sinners who joined this company via your individual contracts.
나 역시도
I also signed a
조건이
contract
적혀 있는
with specific
계약서를
clauses
통해
and conditions I must
이곳에
abide by.
입사했지.
Huh? The company made thee, a color most illustrious, sign a contract as well?
당연하지 않나.
Of course I did.
내가 아무
Why would I be
수입
babysitting you children on this bus
버스에서
otherwise?
철부지들을
I'm not
통솔하고
one to work for free.
자세한 계약의
I don't want to
내용까지
bother detailing each and
너희에게
every
말해줄
clause in my
생각도
contract to
없고
you. Nor should I.
언급하지도 않은 이스마엘.
But Ishmael,
네가 말한
I quite like that you
신뢰라는
used the
단어는
word trust in
제법
your
마음에
speech.
들었다.
So I believe that you deserve at least a brief explanation.
나는
I am not supposed to retrieve the golden bells myself,
직접적인
nor am I allowed to
도움을
provide you with any
제공해서는
direct
안
support.
된다.
The
오로지
contract
여기 있는
stipulates that I must
관리자,
leave everything to the
그리고
manager
너희
and the sinners.
수감자들에게
왜
Why
그런 계약을?
the hell would you sign a contract like that?
언제나
As always, it's meaningless to ask me why.
계약이란
Contracts are rarely ever fully understood by those that are not a part
완전하게
of it.
이해할 수 없는 평탄한
But
목적지에
what I can
도착해서
tell you is that
너희들을
when I ask you sinners to leave this bus for a mission,
그래도 마음을 어느
I
정도
suppose, in a way, I say it with a lighter heart than I used to.
모든 것을
I am no longer
얻어내겠다는
concerned
욕심으로
that, in my desire to fulfill the conditions for every clause in my
관리자가
contract,
돌이킬 수
the
없는
manner,
비용을
the
가지고
manager might be irreversibly
닿을지는 않을까
hurt.
하는 고민은
I would be left with nothing if such a thing were to happen. Did he just admit to trusting us more than he used to?
단테,
Don't make him repeat something like that, Dante. Especially when someone went through the trouble of expressing their true, hidden feelings.
그리고
Besides,
잠깐만.
Oh, wait,
이대로 내릴 수는 없어.
I am not going in there like this.
안 되겠어.
Nope, can't do this. Oi, turn the bus around.
내 피해는
Method doesn't do U-turns.
Bollocks.
이런 꼴을
I ain't
어떻게
going back to
다시
the manor with these
찾아내는
wrinkly
거야?
rags. Oh yeah, right. Every single one of our elaborate plans to dress him up fancy clothes. To dress him up in God damn it. Oh yeah, right. Every single one of our elaborate plans to dress him up in fancy clothes fell through. Hey, you don't look that bad.
이런 꼬라지로 가면
If I go back in these rags, those bastards will.
그 새끼들이
Those
누군데요?
bastards? Who are they? Bastards that always eye me up and down, trying to find a speck of dust, a single flaw, something to latch on to just to humiliate me.
눈깔 다 내려.
Then gouge out their eyes. Oh,
재치 있는 발상이.
that would be quite the clever solution.
원.
What are you even? Looks like Heathcliff is the only one who's taking this seriously. The hell is wrong with Barry?
니들은 왜
Quit
그렇게
giggling
하는
like
거야?
that.
그럴 줄 알고.
Good thing we came prepared exactly for this occasion.
아무리 생각해도
I said that so wrong. Hang on.
혼자서 뭘
I need to
꾸며도
redo that. I literally need to redo that. No, I don't. I can't figure out how to say it right. Never mind. I just couldn't imagine Heath managing to pull off this makeover on his own.
꽤 전에 로자님과 함께
Bodhi and I did
중국과
some shopping in the back
뒷골목에서
streets before we
잠깐
entered the
쇼핑하다
nest.
왔답니다.
둥지 안에는
We were waiting to reveal these just in case there was anything more impressive in the nest, but thanks to the disappointing lack of anything even remotely interesting, we'll just make do with what we picked up earlier.
설마
Wait a bloody second.
전에
When the two of you went off on your own, no. All you brought back was a whole basket of cookies, wasn't it?
과자들은 눈속임이야.
Those cookies were decoy cookies,
물론
Heath.
그중 몇 개는 내
Though some of
이름을
them
양식으로
did end up
줬어.
as part of my daily sustenance, of course.
비록 제가 집에서
While
썼던
I couldn't find the
브랜드들까지
particular
찾지는
brands I
못했지만
used back home,
이만해도
it
어느
should be more
정도의
than enough for a
거리를
proper
낼수 있을
fashion
거예요.
makeover.
베르, 훈훈한 분위기
Ver,
이어가서
come
이것도
on.
좀
Can't we
감아줘.
keep things nice and happy for once? Let him wear something else. Let him wear something else other than just his uniform. Just for today.
회사 유니폼을 입고
Like,
오랜만에
no
에너지
one
있는
wants to meet their
옷을
old
못
flame while wearing their
입겠어.
work clothes, right?
그래도
Well,
길잡이가
I doubt the guard will ever let anything like that slip.
그러지.
Fine.
뭐
What?
또 멋대로
I would
작당해서
prefer it if we didn't have to encourage another rogue incident with the back door.
하고 싶으니
정말이야?
Seriously? Guide? Heathcliff trembled like he was about to give Virgilius a big hug.
자, 히스클리프 씨.
Now, Heathcliff,
이제 눈을
close
감고
your eyes. No, I gotta redo that one. Now, No, I'm not redoing it. Never mind.
도원이라 생각하면서
It's not gonna sound good either way.
마음을 맡기세요.
Relax. And let us take care of everything. Pretend you're at the proverbial peach blossom spring.
잠깐. 머리 한 번.
Wait, don't touch my hair like. Whoa. Oi, you ain't half bad.
아닌데.
히스클리프 씨는 지금 단장 중이랍니다.
Heathcliff's getting a makeover.
Sometime later. Okay, gamers, how do we feel about oh my god, he's got a ponytail in the back. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Best ever. Best ever. They tied his hair back. Best ever. Best ever. Actually, that makes such an important difference. Like actually.
머리에 너무
I think you might have overdone it with the hair.
안 돼. 홍루가
Don't
얼마나
touch
힘들어서
it.
손질해줬는데.
Do you have any idea how hard Hong Lu worked on that?
Where does Bat go?
몇 년 만에 재회인데.
It's a reunion of the century! We can't possibly let him say hello to his old flame with a big brutish club in his hand.
히스클리프군이
Sir Heathcliff appeared, a tad more merciful than usual. Mayhaps he shall accept my request should I implore him to purchase me a pint of ice cream.
그리고
And he longer looks like he's on the verge of punching me when I make the smallest noises.
야, 부탁하건대.
Lad,
캐서린
please,
앞에서 그런 말을
don't
꺼내기라도 하면
bring up anything even remotely like that in front of Catherine. Well, I'll be. Clothes really do make the man.
기대하고 있겠어.
Do let me know how this reunion goes. I'll be looking forward to hearing that tale. Sure. So, Heathcliff? I've been meaning to ask this question for a while. I wanted to know the answer, but I couldn't bring myself to ask him. Why'd you leave Wuthering Heights? It's where the love of your life lives, isn't it? Heathcliff, who had been busily moving about and preparing to leave the bus, suddenly comes to a halt.
뭐든 괜찮았어.
I didn't mind it.
또
The thrashings, the starvings, the abuse.
지급을 받으며
Them treating me like a servant, like something beneath them.
들러리
I didn't mind being treated like I'm nothing more than an afterthought,
참을 수 있었지.
like I'm some impure trash to be discarded.
하지만
But when I heard what Catherine said,
그 말이 내가 저택에 있어야
I
할
realised that I no longer had any reason to remain in that manner. Heathcliff did not elaborate further. Perhaps it wasn't that he didn't, but that he couldn't bring himself to. I didn't dare ask him what he was about to say, so I simply nodded in response. I see. Ooh, looks like Karen's got something to say about your new fit. Karen has something to say. Something big. Great, awesome! Now, Karen, what do you think? Looks oily and greasy. Karen doesn't like greasy. Oh. Oh. The look of a broken man. It's okay. It's okay, Heath. Everyone else likes it. Oh. This isn't how I thought it'd go. Karen's words must have hit him hard. It took quite a bit of convincing for Heathcliff, who was severely discouraged by Karen's remark, to exit the bus. See, I'm thinking about making it to 610. And then we do, Jesus fucking Christ, there's 48 chapters. There's, or episodes, whatever. But I think I'm gonna make it to 610, and then I'll do some Walpurgis missions.
이거 불편하네.
This is uncomfortable.
걸을 때마다 옷이
Oh,
꽉
is it
채워오는 느낌이.
normal for these clothes to squeeze harder with every step I take?
기품이라는 건
That
원래
is
그런
what it
것이
means to
아니다.
maintain an air of dignity.
익숙해진다면
Let's
오히려
get used to
다른
that
모습일
feeling.
때
I
허전해지곤
feel like you're
하죠.
missing something whenever you're dressed casually.
히스클리프군.
So this must be the front
이게
gate to your
자네가
former
살던
place of
곳의
abode,
대문.
Heathcliff. The massive gate alone feels downright intimidating. That's one big front door.
몇 지역에서는
It is known that, in certain regions of the city, the size of the front gate is an indicator of one's social standing.
상당한 재력가라고
The magnitude of this front gate indicates that the owner of this home is very affluent. Heathcliff, you picked on Hongmu for being a rich kid and you were raised at some huge mansion yourself?
저는 아무렇지도 않답니다.
I don't mind it at all. I'm feeling a bit betrayed, actually. Sir Heathcliff, that appeareth quite different today.
헛소리는 집어치워.
Keep your stupid comments to yourselves. Some were teasing him, and some were genuinely surprised, but it didn't matter to Heathcliff. Every word he spat out was dripping with venomous spite.
부자는 내가 아니야.
I wasn't even remotely close to being rich.
난 이 저택에
I was
있어
never once rich in this manner. I wasn't even allowed to be content. Not even for a moment.
그리고 이 저택도
And this manor
단 한순간
This manor never accepted me. Not even for a...
뭐야 이건?
What the hell? A lightning strike. It seems to have struck an area near the forest. That was so loud?
괜찮아요.
It's okay.
번개를
I heard that it's extremely rare.
굉장히 희박하다고 했어요.
I heard that it's extremely rare for lightning to actually hit people.
가만 보면
That was way too cartoonish. Oh well.
불꽃놀이와도
A lot of my fucking
닮았어.
voice acting is cartoonish, whatever. A momentary musing reveals that a strike of 11 brings about a sensation that is not unlike the joy of fireworks.
텅 비어있던
It
밤을
fills the dark and cold void of the night
순간순간
sky with
가득
its
채워주고
incandescent brilliance,
사라지지 않는가.
even if for a brief moment, before fading away into oblivion.
그 대신 자기가 가진
Right,
모든 걸
and in
내놓으면서
exchange,
모든
lose
걸
everything it
가지고
has,
가지.
burning and leaving nothing but ash behind.
놀다 아니야.
What joy is there to be found? You hear some forest critters fleeing, spooked by the thunderstrike. Behold, a tiny. Oh my god, oh no! Oh no, it's Mr. Squirrel! This is one of the only things I know about this chapter. Oh no! Oh! Oh! Behold, a tiny squirrel over yonder!
우와, 집 근처에 숲이라니.
Such nature so close to home? I didn't know you used to live in such an eco-friendly place. I suppose I wouldn't have to go through the trouble of building a private zoo if I lived in a place like this. To have a garden or a forest so near their home, even if we were to ignore everything else, that alone indicates that the owner is something of unimaginable affluence. No, no, not Mr. Squirrel, please, not the squirrel, or fucking I can't remember what she called it. Was it? I don't know. We'll find out. Right. I remember that Sinclair's home was in the middle of a forest too.
다람쥐도 있고 뭐
Squirrels,
몇몇
sure.
짐승들도
There were other
심심찮게
animals
볼수
roaming
있어.
about too.
아주 가끔 가다가
Sometimes,
기분이
when I was so
바뀔 수
miserable
없이
that I could hardly
앉아서
bear to even be in that
숲에
manner,
계속 처박혀 있어.
I'd go to the forest and not return for a long, long time. And this tiny forest friend, little Sir Squirrel, must have been quite the jolly companion for thee. No! Little Sir Squirrel. They killed him. They fucking killed him. They fucking killed him with no remorse. I'm never getting over this. Little Sir Squirrel. Okay, that was the one. The little squirrel that may once have been Heathcliff's tiny forest friend was immediately scorched down to a pile of ash the moment it crossed over into the manor's front gate.
번개가 보통
That was a weird lightning strike.
휘어지기도 하고
Did it just curve midair?
일반적인 상황에서
The
벌어지는
chance of such an occurrence is extraordinarily low. It might just be that I'm overreacting, but look as though the lightning was curving itself to strike exactly where that squirrel was standing. God fucking smited Sir Squirrel. He fucking struck it down. All because Todd liked him. I'm never getting over this. Okay, that's my bit done.
이런 위험천만한 곳에서 용케 살아남으셨네요.
Whoa, Heathcliff.
씨.
I had no idea you grew up in such a dangerous place. I'm impressed you even survived.
아니야.
No.
미친.
Blimey,
나도
I've
이런
not seen
사람
anything like it.
처음 봐.
No! They're bullying her. They're fucking bullying her. There's being haunted by the narrative, there's being doomed by the narrative, now there's being bullied by the narrative. I don't even think I'm using that right. Oh well. Right, Heathcliff. Ready to knock on the front gate?
오늘
The front gate. He stared blankly at the front gate of the manor.
문을 두들기는 거.
I've not knocked on this gate in a good many years.
한 번은 아무도
I once had to wait out here for hours because they all refused to let me in.
서린이 문을 열어줬어.
Everyone. Except Catherine. She snuck out of the manor to open it for me.
피를 맞아버렸어.
Walking through the heavy rain.
그럼 지금도 마찬가지겠죠?
Well, then, sure won't be different this time.
이 문을 두들기면
So if I knock,
개소리입니다.
Catherine will come out to let me in. Heathcliff takes a deep breath before knocking on the front door. I'm going to get some fucking water. There's a bunch of shit in my throat.
정말로 이렇게 될 줄은
Huh.
몰랐는데요.
Nothing. That's not what I said. No, that's not what I meant when I said it'd be different this time. Oh, we can try climbing over
담을
the fence.
넘어갈까요?
I think we can clear that height as long as we're
잘못
okay with
겉질러질
breaking our
각오만
ankles.
아니,
No. Heathcliff was a whole bundle of anxiety before he knocked on the front gate, but perhaps this perceived slight reverted Heathcliff to his usual angry self.
여기는 내가 초대받은 저택이야.
I was invited to
담을
this manor.
넘어간다면
This invitation would be meaningless if I were to leap over the fence. Catherine! I'm back!
한번 무시당했는데
They've ignored you once. Continuing to shout won't. Catherine! Despite his efforts, not even a soul stirred beyond the front gate. None of us really believed that anyone would come out to greet him. But
계속
cut! The front gate began to creak open as though someone was answering his pleas.
꾸민 보람이 있었죠?
The makeover was worth it, hmm? The heavy rain and tempest only grew harsher the closer we got to the manor.
대문을 넘었는데도
Though we have long made it past the front gate, not a soul doth appear.
The bubbling excitement of the sinners when they disembarked the bus had all but disappeared. A silent air of apprehension surrounded them as they gingerly took hesitant steps towards the manor. Holy shit! Yeah, there is color! There's actual color! Oh my fucking god! It's a miracle.
캐시, 잘 지냈어?
Kathy, have you been well? No.
캐서린,
Catherine,
오랜만이야.
it's been a while, hasn't it? I was saying it either. In the midst of this aura of uneasiness, only Heathcliff seemed to be preoccupied by something else. The rest of the sinners were. Did you catch that? A bird. A subspecies of sparrows, to be exact.
정문을 지났는데도
Lightning continues to strike aggressively, even this far past from the gate.
조금만 가까이
We would have
있었으면
been burnt to a crisp had it struck even a little closer. Lightning continued to blast the earth, as though it wouldn't be satisfied until it's reduced every living thing in the manor grounds to a pile of ashes.
Is it gonna hit us if we walk faster? Or maybe it hits things that are moving too slowly? Maybe we should speed up? I don't know.
이동 속도와는
Our
관련이
walking
없는
speed seems irrelevant. Instead, it's almost as if this lightning has a will of its own,
목표를 맞추는
striking
것처럼
with intent. This brings back some unpleasant memories.
아, 어쩌면 이
Maybe
집의
it's like
방어
this house's
시스템은
defense
아닐까요?
system. Defense system.
보안 장치를 말하는 것이오.
Do you imply that this may be a part of the manor's security measures?
허가받지 않고
Maybe it only
이
targets
들어오는
things
것
that enter the
같지만
manor grounds
언제가
without
일으킨
permission.
것으로야. 이것보다 더
I've seen
정교하고
security
확실한
measures that are
장치가
more
많았거든요.
precise and more conclusive than this.
크기가 커다란 저택일수록
Larger manors often do
더
install
효과적인
more
보안
effective
장치를
security
설치하곤
systems,
하니까요.
after all.
아,
Oh,
저희 집에서도
I think our
보안
family
장치에
talked
대한
about
이야기가
installing a defense
저녁
system in
식사
our home
이야기거리에
too.
올라오곤 했던 것
It was one of those topics that kept coming up during dinner.
말이 안 되는 건
That would
아니에요.
make sense.
그렇다고
Not that I'll ever understand the
이런
thought
사고
process
방식이
behind
이해된다는
these
건 아니지만
systems.
LCCB
Perhaps the security measures that prevented the before team from approaching the manor.
거기야.
Maybe.
네. 하지만
Yeah,
저희는
but
초대장이 있잖아요.
We have the invitation with us.
안심하고 걸어도 될 것
I think
같다는
we'll
소리예요.
I think we'll be just fine. really all this is? Is this just one of those normal security measures that every rich family supposedly has?
하지만 조금 신기하긴
This is
하네요.
pretty interesting though.
날씨를
I
조정하는
heard the
시스템은
technology to change the weather itself is really, really expensive.
직접
Point
본
being
적은
inefficient.
없었거든요.
So expensive that I've not seen it myself. I remained silent because I didn't want to concern the sinners with something I wasn't sure about. The closer we got to the manor, the more confident I became that something was off. That this extremely abnormal weather isn't the work of some security system. This absolutely has something to do with the Golden Bough. But this Golden Bough feels different from the ones we've encountered before. It's a bit more chaotic. Oh? Ah, these flowers.
색깔이 있네요.
They've got color. Sinclair was right. The manor's garden was lightly littered with flowers. They were the only things of color in this dreary sight. I wonder what these flowers are called.
혹시 말이야.
Huh. I guess you can return the colors even if, with flowers if you cough up enough cash.
그렇습니다.
Indeed.
그렇다는 것은
Then the proprietor of this manor must have held a particular love for these flowers.
곧 시들어버릴 꽃에
To return the colors to such transient things as flowers.
혹은
Or perhaps it may simply be that they are preposterously affluent. Heathcliff quietly gazed at the patches of violet flowers as Yi-sung mused out loud.
틀렸어.
You're wrong.
꽃을 묻히기나
There was no particular love for these flowers.
그 마음이
There was no room, no warmth in that heart to spare for mere flowers. Heathcliff appeared so doleful that it felt as though he had built a tall, opaque wall between himself and the world. I cannot bring myself to ask further. He did not tell us the name of those flowers.
아이고, 어서 오세요.
My, oh my! Please, come this way! Someone hurriedly runs this way from the manor's front door, holding a lantern.
날씨가 참 말썽이죠. 하긴
What an awful weather!
워더링 하이츠는 하찮은
Well,
저녁에
T
울지만요.
Corpus Wuthering Heights Manor is rarely ever sunny. This is quite the storm.
오랜 말이야.
Long time no see, Nellie.
세상에
My
히스테리.
word, Heathcliff, is that you? It really is you. Yeah.
네가 그렇게 떠난 후에
You
어떻게
have the
살았는지
slightest idea how worried I was since you left. Have you been eating well?
다니는지
You've not been bullied by a rough crowd, have you?
않는지.
Bullied by a what?
우리가 그동안 소식을
We wanted to hear from you for so long.
자, 들어와.
Do come in now. Come in. Miss Nellie regarded us with a curious look, so she didn't quite understand what we were supposed to be.
설마
If I may be so bold as to presume, would you be our dear Heathcliff's friends?
네,
Yeah, well,
신부
friends?
해도 되는 건가요?
Are we?
친구의 범위를
The answer to that
어디까지
question
넓힐 수
hinges on
있을지
the range of affinity one would define as delineation that separates friends from acquaintances.
그럼.
Horse for
그랬던 몸을
friends.
몇 번이나
Precious
겪은
friendship,
스트레스.
forge and fire. Multiple fires, actually.
히스클리프의 소중한
Your dear Heathcliff's precious friends are about to freeze to their deaths in the rain, woman.
귀한 분들이 오셨네요.
My, what honorable guests I welcome to this place
얼른
today.
들어오세요, 얼른.
It must be all over the place to leave you all standing in the rain. Come in now, come in. It's a tad warmer in there than it is outside. The interiors of Wuthering Heights was rather dark, yet
정말 저택 안에는
this manor doth have color. Its hue appeared a tad faded from its original vibrancy, but there was color in this manor.
말했잖아.
Well, I tell you,
색이 보였다고.
I could see color inside this manor.
이것도 뭐
Well,
돈을 내서
it's all
가져온
bought by money, anyway.
저택에 걸린 이
Believe it or
렌트를
not.
있으면
There's something about these lanterns hanging about the manor that brings back colors.
본래의 색을 밝혀주는 랜턴이구려.
Ah,
꽤
the
값진
lanterns that return the object's original saturation. These are quite the God damn it. These are quite the expensive luxuries, are they not?
그래도 완전한 색을
It still
돌려줄
doesn't
수는
bring
없다.
back all.
어딘가
Still doesn't bring all the colors back. They can still remain a tad gloomy.
그런데
So where's
셋은
Kathy?
어디?
Heathcliff, please tell me of your life since you left us. Where have you been staying? Have you been eating well? My, have you lost weight? Huh? Oh,
나는
I'm glad your delay wasn't too substantial. We've all been waiting for your arrival.
다들?
We? Now let me get a better look at you. The refined dress clothes, the hair. My, you've certainly grown into a right proper gentleman, haven't you? Quite the quite the popular lad you are, with a posse of friends and all.
뭐
Well,
그래?
did I? Of course. I would not have recognized you from a distance. Nellie was talking so fast that Heathcliff wasn't spared even a second to get in a single word. Nellie, was it? What is your precise relation to Heathcliff? As precious friend, colleague, and comrade in arms. I cannot help but be curious as to how you two know each other. Otis, who was conspicuously... God damn it, my tongue's giving out, I swear to God. Otis, who was conspicuously scanning the interiors of the manor, suddenly asked Nellie the most transparently suspicious question that I've ever heard. Oh, let's see. Heathcliff's... How should I put this? Nanny, I suppose. Nanny? What, like, you wiped Heathcliff's snot, changed his baby clothes, and... Am I thinking of the right Nanny? And when the baby's fussy about the food, Nanny spoon-feed it to them. Oh, Nanny spoon-feed it to them. I think it was a little bit too, high-pitched.
아이 넬리.
Oi, Nellie!
하지 마.
Quit teasing me like that.
고모라고 하기에는
You weren't exactly my nanny, and you know that.
우린 어렸을 때부터
We've known each other
서로를
since we
알고
were
지냈어.
both young.
그리고 난 넬리를
And I did not treat her like a servant or follow her around like she was my nanny. Mind you, I am now the chief butler of the house. You must see the other butlers moving about like soldiers when I give a word.
뭐
Well, you were the best at your job.
그런데 나
Nellie, I'm
슬슬 인내심이
getting quite
그만이라도
impatient.
끊어질 것 같아서
So I've got to ask. Heathcliff must have wanted so badly to ask her where Kathy
이
was.
연애는
So when's the banquet starting? Instead, he hid his true question behind a mask of aloofness. But Nellie's expression became somewhat odd upon hearing Heathcliff's query. The banquet... Hey! When's that witless brigand coming? Is he even on his way? You can't just leave after gathering us all down here. If I have to sit any second longer next to these mugs, I'm going to lose it. There was a furious voice echoing from down the halls.
넬리
Nellie, wait.
방금 그
I
목소리
recognize that voice. My, don't rush. He just arrived, mind you. Let's join the others, Heathcliff. Like I said, we've all been waiting for your arrival. Heathcliff bit his lips anxiously and followed Nellie. This doesn't feel at all like a manor that's about to throw a party. Yeah, the cruise ship party. This manor. You can't hide the rising sense of dread from places like these. Doesn't matter how hard you try.
평소에도
This manor does not appear to have been a place where liveliness is an expected element.
청소를 급하게
I see
했지만
signs of rushed cleaning, conducted immediately before the guests arrived.
곳곳에
Several
비밀이
cracks and areas in need of repair have been identified as well.
또한
Also, I was scant expecting a raucous party, yet this is quite the depressing presentation. I followed Don Quixote to the halls. She appeared terribly disappointed. Oh, it's battle time. We're gonna fight.
털이 보이네.
Two people sat by a dying hearth, surrounded by their respective posse. It was quite apparent from the way they sat opposite one another that their relationship was far from amicable. Oh, I've seen this guy. This is Lint. yeah, that's the majority of what I know about him. So true, honestly. Sometimes I just get like videos in my like YouTube recommended that have like 20 views, and they're named like they're called like fucking like Incel Bros podcast number 72. Do women deserve to like have legs? And I'm like, what the fuck? This is going in my watch later because this is completely incomprehensible, and I need to know what the fuck is going on in these people's brains. But yes, this is Pocket Lint. That's all I know about him, pretty much. I think we fought this guy earlier. On one end was a group of people dressed in mysterious masks, surrounding a jumpy-looking man who looked like he was one little nudge away from hollering foul insults at everyone. On the other end was a group of people dressed in identical uniforms. Sinclair told me that they were wearing the outfit that most Manor employees wear to each other. I mean, I think if anybody wants, I like. I feel like people are like, if you want to chop your leg off, I guess you can do that. Doesn't matter. It's not gender locked. I just can't really imagine why you'd want to do that. Oh, that is true. That is true. It's supply and demand when it comes to legs. It's very important. The new trend of having more than 2 legs. It's on the rise, and as a result, people are they're making bank off of getting rid of one of their legs, and there are actually leg scalpers nowadays, and you gotta look out for bootlegs, because those don't work as well as regular legs. If you want more legs, you gotta buy genuine. You gotta make sure that your seller is trustworthy. You gotta make sure that what you're buying is legit and worth your money. Okay? Don't let people sell you fake legs. Only if you want extra legs, don't let people sell you fakes. Okay? Come to me, and I will tell you if the leg you've purchased is fake, and I will sue them for you. By which I mean I'll find them and I'll beat them over the head with a bat. Call 1-800-LEG for $50 off your next purchase. One of them stood out, as he was the only one among them in a black suit. He appeared somewhat uncomfortable. It seemed as though he was in a great deal of pain merely by being there. Me in class. Literally me in class. And between the two groups were...
Fixers! I recognize their outfits. Forsooth, they must be fixers from the Ophi Association. 'Tis quite rare to even get a sighting of a single Ophi fixer. They require with quite the hum at this occasion to even grace us with their presence.
Shh. We'll have time to ask for autographs later. Later, alright? I had to coax Don Quixote, who was practically quivering, from immediately running to them for signatures. Because we had unintentionally become the center of attention from the entire room. The center of a very negative attention. Oh, God, that vagabonds. Oh. But that vagabonds has returned. A bloody shame of Wuthering Heights. True, fucking King Alpha on YouTube needs me to give him my credit card information so I can what's some shit that alpha males say again? He needs my credit card information so he can give me lessons on how to improve my jawline and my masculine frame. Rah! How to muscle max and make the most out of that awkward situation when you're at a party and a woman comes up to you and you're pissed drunk, and instead of saying hey, do you want to go on a date, you vomit uncontrollably and start crying. Because you still have a chance if you're alpha enough.
여전하네, 조세핀.
Same old Josephina.
뻔뻔하게 틀어오는
Look at him, strutting about like he owns this place. If our mistress would have witnessed this travesty. Gosh, Josephine, that is quite enough.
신경 쓰지 마세요.
Don't mind her, Heathcliff.
이 광경을
This
보시면
blessed land of Wuthering Heights reduced to an asylum for vagrants and drifters.
불황자들이 점령.
The mistress had been here to witness this tragic, deplorable state of affairs. There was an old woman in the room who was muttering some choice words at us while staring at us with eyes full of that hatred. Oh, just eyes full of hatred. Whatever. The witness Brigand returns. I'm quite delayed at that. How dare you show your face?
조용히 하십시오.
Hindley, please. Exercise some restraint.
히스클리프,
Heathcliff,
정말 돌아오지.
I only did expect your return.
개소리는 믿지 못.
You have yet to let Catherine go, still. It was clear that the two had both been acquainted with Heathcliff for a while. But the nature of that acquaintance was more of a long-standing hatred stemming from the deep history of contention that they shared. One of the two was hardly hiding his hatred, allowing it to fully seize control of his words and actions. The other one's hatred had sunk deep into his heart, boiling and writhing underneath. Huh.
내가 뭐
Right.
소중한 환영 같은
I wasn't
걸
exactly
기다리고
expecting a
있었던
grand
건
welcome
아니지만
upon my return.
적어도 너희들 면상에
But I ain't here to see your ugly mugs.
그
It's like you
말대로
always said,
난
my base nature's just incapable of change. Heathcliff shoots back with just as much vitriol, as though he was always used to this kind of scorn and humiliation. The man in a black suit turns away, as though it would degrade him to even entertain an answer. But this man they called Hindley. You unscrupulous shite! You bloody animal! No, a thing less than a savage beast! Jumped up from his seat, his face turning bright red from anger. By the looks of it, you found yourself a band of vagrants and vagabonds just like you, eh? Crawling back to see if there's something worth pilfering from this place. You lot, beat his ass and teach him a lesson. Break a bone or two. No orders from boss. Shut it! I'm your boss's boss. I hired him and the rest of you. I don't expect these bone-headed fools to give you much trouble anyway. Head of bone?
저자가
What on earth is that fellow speaking of?
그냥 신나게 두들겨
He's just
맞고
expressing his
싶다는
explicit desire to get his ass beat.
소리. 그렇게 원하신다면
Well, since he asked for it.
최선을 다해보지. 방금 벌레 말은 듣지 않는다는 사람 누구야?
Nice argument, but have you considered win button?
날 뛰어보라고.
Like, they weren't lying. That win button can win.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
체인이네요. 체인이네요.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다. 관리자님이 제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는 결과겠죠. 이런
So,
신뢰가
video games, am I right?
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한
날
능력을
뛰어보라고!
가지고 있다. 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
적확한 한압이었어.
Gotta love those video games. Speaking of video games, the game I'm designing for game design class, as I work more on it, it's becoming less like my original vision and more like Fallout but with magical girls. And honestly, I for one welcome this change. I think the concept of Fallout with magical girls actually goes hard. I forgot I had Sinclair in the lineup. I need to take him out.
아까처럼만 해. 그럼 이번 세트도 쉽게 갈 수 있을 거야.
직원들이 우세한 환경에 있습니다.
운이 따라준다면
관리자님이
좋겠네요.
제 말을 집중해서 듣고 있었다는
Yeah,
결과겠죠.
it's
이런
봤어요?
과정들을 통틀어 신뢰라고 부르는
너무
거군요.
쉽군요.
I don't want to give away too much, but I've created a country full of magical girls with an oppressive and an oppressive government that really likes magical girls and a military that really hates magical girls. Good. Now I'll separate the bones from your flesh and personally introduce you to your own skull. Oi, lads! A casual yet powerful voice booms from across the hall, immediately breaking the tension in the room. I was gone just for a minute to get some water. What the hell happened here? There's one big feckin' man, eh? Would have been fast to go bucket a cup of water from the well myself. Boss, we have a guest. So that's their boss. Yes, executive manager. It is immediately obvious from the way he walks and from the way he carries himself that he is somewhat quite experienced in combat. Right on time. Your lackeys are lacking. I'm gonna let this group of no-name hooligans knock them on the asses. Go on, show them the meaning of pain. Looks like I've got to give my men some proper demonstration. The boss confidently strode toward Heathcliff. Then gave him a playful smack on the back of his head. Oi, lad! Ain't the first thing to do when crawling back to your neighborhood to give a quick hello to your dear old boss? Where'd you leave your manners? Huh? You lot, wipe that stupefied look from your faces and bow before him! Come on, hurry up! Show some bloody respect!
뭐야?
What?
설마
No, it can't be. The man waded up past both the aftermath of the brawl and the heavy tension that filled the manor like he was out on a stroll. He just walked in the middle of it all and put his arm around Heathcliff's shoulder. It was the kind of friendly gesture that only someone who's known Heathcliff for a long, long time could do.
당연한 결과죠. 저는 선택받았으니까. 그렇겠죠?
매튜 형님?
Boss? Matthew? Right on, you muppet! You've been gone for so long that people don't even recognize the infamous Mad Coney.
미친
Mad Coney?
저놈이랑
You've known that vagrant for long? Why haven't you told me so? Well, I hardly imagined you'd be interested in hearing about every little friend I made back when we were just another gang rolling in the sweaty, muddy streets.
형님은 왜 이놈의
Boss, why are you working with this blighter? Wait, no. But
이 감염
that mask, those rabbit ears.
애들의 빛이야?
Wait, you're still with the dead rabbits? Yeah, we've changed a tad, eh? Remember, lad? Back in the day, we all needed to crack some Adams family heads with some tatted. All we needed to crack some Adams family heads with some tattered scarf around one arm and bottles of beer on tap. We even named one of them beers after you, didn't we? The pub that used to sell that beer closed shop a few weeks ago. Ain't got much business around with that dreadful rumor keeping everyone home nowadays. What? The Wolf's Fork closed? Bloody hell. Oh, suppose I'm leaving you all out the loop, eh?
뭐 소개를 해.
Well, allow me to introduce the gaffer.
이쪽은
He was a boss of the old syndicate I used to run with. They all friends of yours, eh? Joined some posh proper company after running out on us out of nowhere, did you?
뭐 어쩌라고.
Well, things just worked out that way. Are all them lads and lasses your lackeys? Blimey, got a walking timepiece with you too? You daft bastard, you've certainly moved up in the world, eh? Lackeys? Ishmael glared at Heathcliff with a look that could kill. But she decided to hold her silence and merely shook her head in disbelief. She probably decided that it was not worth the trouble.
그런데 왜 이런
So, what's up with the masks, boss? What, is it odd? Trends change with time, lad. The time for scarves with rabbit embroidery is long past. Oh, is that so?
내가 보기엔 좀
It looks a bit. Of course not. Who do you think we are? We the dead rabbits ain't a bookish rabble that follows the coattails of some naff trend. You've really not once returned to this place since you left, have you?
이 저택을
No. When I left this manor,
까지 떠나고 나서
and eventually the dead rabbits,
적어도 성공해서
I made a promise to myself that I'd not return.
다시는 어설픈
Not
발걸음을
even a
하지
step closer to this place until I've made something of myself. Not until I can return as a successful man. Well, you've always hated this place, even when you were one of us. I've got news for you, Heathcliff. We're no longer the same lovely backstreets gang you're familiar with. I suppose we've also moved up in the world. Someone from the ring who'd been keeping their eyes on us plucked us right off the streets and into their fold. We're bigger now. We're one of the up-and-coming syndicates. The ring? One of the fingers? Kid named Finger. Must be the fathers of the ring, then. They're the only ones who'd outfit their underlings with these cheap, tacky animal masks.
그럼 형님이
Then you're... Yeah, you little shy. I'm the top boss of the dead rabbits now.
형님
Boss!
우리가 마시던 맥주
Remember what you always used to say when we've each filled up with more than 3 bottles of beer? What we drank was some lousy beer made from halfway rotten wheat, Heathcliff. All that I remembered come the next morning was a pounding headache, a light feeling of our emptied pockets.
형님 밑에 있는
You used to tell me that it hurt like hell every time one of your own men came back to us hurt. Even the recruits.
어디서 얻어맞고 오면
Like they hurt not just any underling, but an extension of you.
난 형님이 언젠간
I knew you'd make it big one day, boss. Well, I suppose drunk me knew how to wax poetic. That I'm going back to fucking goddamn it. I knew I was losing it. I knew I was losing the accent. British, but oh, what? Well, I suppose drunk me knew how to wax poetic.
역시 매튜 형님이 맞구나.
I knew it was you, Matthew.
있어서 그런지
The mask threw me off for a moment, boss. What a sorry sight this is! I sincerely apologize to you two sweethearts for crashing your tearful reunion. But the point is, while you were wandering the streets, wasting away the best years of your life on the road, Matt's made something of himself. which is why I hired him as my bodyguard. You hear me? Not like you and your merry band of no-name, second-rate hooligans. I could think of more than a few sinners who would have gotten angry enough to brandish their weapons at such an insult. But they all seemed to remember that responding to such insults with violence only begot pointless turmoil. So, instead, they all began sighing heavily in an attempt to vent some of their pent-up anger. Hindley, you seem to be sorely mistaken. This isn't the same winter you thrashed me, treated me like an indentured servant, and abused me like a hound. I won't deny that I spent many days and nights imagining tearing that foul tongue from your gut. But Heathcliff glanced briefly in our direction. Even a poor sword like myself found a place to belong. Went on adventures to places you couldn't even imagine. Learned a thing or two from them. So I just feel bad for you, mate. What? Because you really haven't changed one bit. Besides, the hell is that rag you're wearing? You look more like a drifting vagabond than I do. What? What? You insolent fool! That man's been saying some pretty nasty stuff about us. But he doesn't even look like someone that's worth arguing with. Huh. Mate, did you even check yourself in the mirror last week? I can't bear to look at you so down in the dumps, Hindley. Of course, we had no way of knowing what Hindley looked like in the past. But we could pretty easily tell that he was far from the most stable person in the room. You fucking bastard! Now, Mr. Hindley, why don't you seat yourself on this sofa and calm down? Be more considerate of our boys standing in that corner, watching the whole thing go down, huh? You don't even get these comfy-looking leather sofas. Hindley grumbled for a moment before slumping down on a sofa. And even that simple action was stumbling and pathetic. This fucking accent put so much goddamn air in my throat. I see what happened. You let the alcohol consume him, and not the other way around. Fell into a big, nasty barrel with no way out. I've seen the same look on some sailors. Failing to pull themselves out of that habit would lead them straight into the merciless maws of the lake. Not even a trace of them would be left. Well, this man's still my client. Mr. Hindley hired me for some job, which is why I'm here at Wuthering Heights. Job? Catherine's hosting this banquet, ain't she? What kind of job could possibly need the dead rabbit's help here? What? Ha! A banquet? Well, I suppose... I just got a notification, don't worry about it. Well, I suppose there is one thing that hasn't changed with time. It's that witless, useless idiot brain of yours, you absolute dullard. Hindley. Please cease this at once. I implore you. I do not wish to see my manor sullied by such foul obscenities. This is not your home, Linton. It's mine. It's my manor. You're the one who sullied this noble Wuthering Heights, my birthright bestowed upon me by my father, by taking it from me by the means of trickery. Can I replay one of the last voice lines really quickly? I really want to hear it again to see if it's like I heard it.
네 저택이 아니라 내 저택이다 린튼. 내 저택!
Okay, it's not as intense as I thought I heard it. Alas. Was your own family manor too small for you, Linton Edgar? Your oh so noble Edgar family? Edgar? Edgar family? Time for whining, crying, and throwing a tantrum to get what you want is long past. Bold words for some milksop who's about to choke himself to death on air.
힌들리 씨, 물러나십시오.
Please maintain your distance, Mr. Hindley.
개만도 못
I've seen mongrels more loyal than you lot. Was your master only I was your master only a few years ago. And you cast aside your memories as well when you did your loyalty.
그만하세요, 힌들리님.
Seize this at once, Master Hindley. The butlers have all left Hindley Earnshaw behind, as you are very well aware yourself.
자, 너희들도
And you too, butlers. We do not want to make further trouble here.
알겠습니다.
Understood, Chief Butler Nellie. After a brief silence, Heathcliff finally brought up the question he'd been stewing for so long.
캐서린은 어디 있는 거야?
Nellie, where is Catherine?
알잖아.
You must know, Nellie, that Catherine never did like these commotions.
이렇게 많은
So many
사람이
guests
자기가
making so
한복판에서
much noise in her
소리라도
home.
지른다면
She won't be pleased. I
그랬지.
suppose she never did.
나 아까부터
I've been
캐서린의 기분을
keeping my
상하게 하고
volume
싶지
in check
않아서
because
계속 목소리를
I didn't
낮추고
want to
있다.
offend her. It's
슬슬
getting
참기
harder and harder
어렵다고.
to keep it down. There was a look of unfathomable, immeasurable grief on both Linton and Nellie. Hindley was absent-mindedly mumbling some foul language at the ceiling. And Heathcliff probably sensed from this ineffably dark and ominous silence that something was terribly wrong. It was setting in for us as well. After all we've been through in this journey, this kind of silence was all too familiar.
캐서린은 대체 왜안
Where
나오고 있는
is
건데?
Catherine?
표정은 왜
What's with this
이렇게
dour
닭
look on everyone?
미안, 히스클리프.
I'm terribly sorry, Heathcliff.
미안하다는 말을 왜?
Why? Why are you sorry? What the hell are you sorry about?
히스클리프,
Heathcliff,
나는 이 분위기에
I may have a
떠들어가는
correct
사실을
assumption as
유추할
to
수
what
있다.
this silence indicates.
그러므로 통상적인
So, I have no
표현으로서
other choice but to tell
너에게
you,
지금 매우
and it is
유감이라는 말을
as it
전할
is
수밖에
common
없다.
courtesy to do so, that I am very sorry to hear that.
아니, 아,
What the fu- Ah!
알아듣게 얘기해봐.
Can't you talk normally for once?
이걸
I
너희가
hardly know how to
어떻게
tell you
전해야
this, but
캐서린 아가씨는
Miss
여기
Catherine
없어.
isn't here anymore.
여기 없다는 게 어떤?
What do you mean she's not?
캐서린은
Catherine,
죽었다.
she's dead. Then who the fuck sent that letter? Who the fuck sent that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. Oh. Alright. Oh, 6:11. What a time to stop reading the story. My vocal cords hurt.
저녁은
Let's do some wall perking. The dog? I think that's just noise from out. If there's like a dog barking, it's probably just noise from outside my window. I have the window open because it's been really hot lately. All right. See what oh man, do I not have much? Okay, complete suppression of fairy festival. Complete without any deaths. Oh man, only 2 of each. Into the book. Let's go. Oh.
출발합니다. 손맛이 뭔?
최선을 다해 임하겠습니다.
No. No spoilers. Nothing. Nothing of that nature.
자,
I love the wall
맞서보자.
perg.
우리들에게 이깟 파도 별것도 아니잖아요.
I love wall perging.
따라준다면 좋겠네요.
Hey, wait, what's with the Malkuth floor symbol?
봤어요?
Indeed it is.
오, 아 이런. 아무튼 놀라운 한방이네요.
너, 맛, 취.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
What the fuck was that?
일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다. 샴페인을 가져오기엔 너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만
What the shit was
이
that?
전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모두의 희생을 기리며 축배를 드는 것도 나쁘지 않겠죠.
무슨 맛일까? 피는 확실히 빼는 편이 좋지.
I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna keep attacking. God, they weren't lying.
속성을 정확하게
That win rate
평가했습니다.
button can win.
제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
좋아. 도입하기에 성공했어. 계속 몰아붙이자고.
Yeah, what's this? Assistant Librarian of History. Skill slot +1. Heal 15 SP at turn start. Looks double the amount of potency and count for burn, bleed, rupture, sinking, and tremor. Most unique stats. Interesting. Alright. Oh, I love my EGO. I love my EGOs. Oh, I love them.
이봐. 버틸 자신 있어?
적확한 한압이었어. 책이에요?
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요.
I love it when I click the button and I win the clash. It's so fucking cool when I click the button and I win the clash. I love clicking the button and winning the clash.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요. 효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위
I love not reading things either.
정보를 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
I'm sure it comes of no surprise to anyone that being a Project Moon fan, I can't read.
개체에게 일격을
I'm not reading whatever passives these are. I'm not doing any of these. I am clicking. I am clicking the button. I am falling. I am fading. I have lost it all. Whoa, whoa.
무슨 맛일까?
Yeah, RV Ryoshu, I feel like is still a very viable
제가 아니라 세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠.
damage dealer.
알다시피 저는 언제나 수십 명의 몫을 해내고 있으니까요.
Fucking. I don't think it's RV actually. Fucking Pierre Ryoshu, whatever she's called.
부위 하나가 박살났건 근사한 한 방이었어.
탈출 개체 확인.
현명한 판단이요. 재밌네요. 재밌네요.
너 맞.
좋아. 방금은 전략의 승리야. 계속 밀어붙이자. 최선을 다해보지. 아이, 방금 벌레 말은 듣지 않다는 사람 누구야? 명령대로. 처리했습니다.
We win! That was way harder than I expected. Faust explains that we find ourselves in the library's past. We are participating in a certain repeated battle within the library. Its purpose was to attain something called the realization of the floor of history. Yeah, sorry. I don't understand most of what you said. I do! I'm smarter than Dante. Hire me. Limbus Company, hire me. I mean, Project Moon can also hire me if they want. I want to work at Hampang. But a Limbus Company, the in-game Limbus Company, hire me. I am clearly a more fit manager than Dante. Floor of history, huh? There are floors too? That appears to be the case, yes. It can be extrapolated from the collected intelligence that the library is, unlike some normal libraries, composed of several floors divided by subjects such as literature or religion. Doesn't sound too different from your average library, but I doubt it's that straightforward. Anything more you can tell us more about that library, Faust? Some more detailed? Faust's voice carries an air of troubled uncertainty. And I'm starting to realize why. So you don't know about that just yet. Right? I see that you have intuited a certain degree of truth, Dante. I don't suppose there's any more reason for me to remain evasive regarding this particular subject. Faust let out a barely noticeable, but clearly shocked gasp before regaining her usual calm demeanor. Yes, I am yet to become a Faust who has access to that information. Yet to become? As your journey continues, I may also gradually regain... My voice is fucking giving out along with my brain. As your journey continues, I may also gradually gain recognition and access to further knowledge. One thing is certain, however. Faust regards this consistent, continuous improvement to be a positive development, Dante. I see. The longer my journey, the greater her knowledge, huh? Maybe that explains why she kept falling silent in the middle of her lectures. I have no idea how long this journey will last for, but who knows? Maybe we'll find ourselves in the library one day. With that, I return to the sinners wandering about the scattered pages of the abnormality.
어라, 언제 다 해치웠담? 이제 가도 되죠?
I love rewards. I love gambling. I love gambling. I love gambling. I love getting gacha tickets. I love gacha. I love gambling so much. Yay. I love getting free gacha tickets. I love gambling. I love gambling so much. Yay! Yay! Gambling! Please, God, be green. I'm begging you. I am begging, please, 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 please. Please, I am begging you. Aww.
저녁은
Oh, I still have one ticket.
저녁은
Yeah, how many, Oh, jeez, you got 38 Ishmael shards. Uh-oh. Oh, we're not making it out of Wuthering Heights. We are not making it out of the Book of Fairy Festival.
말뚝을
I'm gonna
쑤셔넣어주죠.
pick I'm gonna pick our Sinclair.
걱정 마시오. 최후의 혈구 하나만 남아 있다면 생명은 어떻게라도 보존될
명령대로!
테니.
Faust!
좋아.
Go, Heathcliff! Go!
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
보시다시피 앞에 무방비해진 개체가 있네요. 부디 그래선 안 되겠지만 이 틈을 놓친다면 관리자님의 역량에 대한 계산을 재검토해야 할지도 모르겠군요.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면 재밌네요.
God, I forgot how much of a fucking banger this song is. I haven't heard like the fucking Library of Ruina remixes of like the Lobotomy Book tracks in so long.
이런 동료들 상태에 신경 좀 쓰셔야 할 것 같은데요, 관리자님.
명령대로!
개체의 유효한 속성을 정확하게 간파했습니다. 제 예상만큼 관리자님의 능력이 우수하다는 것이 증명되는 것 같아 다행이군요.
Why is he at max SP? Don't do that, Sinclair. Who allowed you to be at? No, you are not allowed to be at max SP, Sinclair. Fix that right now.
깡창.
또한 산재물이 되어라.
놀라운 명령이네요. 적을 완벽히 파악하고 있으신 거군요.
안테님 봤어요?
이봐, 버틸 자신 있어?
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말투가 약화된 실패하지 않아요.
저들이 추풍과 같이 흔들려
Kill.
보다 유리하지
Kill
않겠어?
and die and kill and die and kill and die and kill and die and kill and die and stop fucking regaining HP, Sinclair! Or SP, God. Why are you allowed to do that? You're not supposed to do that. Sinclair, you're supposed to be insane. There's supposed to be something wrong with you, Sinclair. What's going on?
불길 속으로.
You're mentally unwell.
날 뛰어보라고.
방금은 전략이 승리야. 계속 밀어붙이자.
안테님 봤어요? 적확한 한압이었어. 여기에는 이 약한 부분도 쓰여있지. 자, 여기! 뭐, 현명한 판단.
Sinclair. Stinclair.
제압 완료. 효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
Come on, Sinclair, you're the specialest little boy ever. You're supposed to be covered in blood, just like Cromer-chan wants.
운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요. 나의 손으로 잘다낼 수 있다면. 가지 않으라. 맥없이 꺾이는구려. 운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요. 여기에는 이 약한 부분도 쓰여있지. 자, 여기! 재밌네요.
대부분 분야에서 저는 최고의 성능을 내는 AI지만 응원은 조금 더 준비 시간이 필요합니다. 공감의 영역은 잘 쓰지 않았던 기능이라 일단 먼지를 털어내야 하거든요.
명령대로.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면 다음 세상으로 반태님 봤어요? 재밌나요?
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠.
So,
저는 언제나
hmm.
옳은 말만 한답니다.
What? No, Sinclair. You're not going to target them. Oh. Oh. You're not going to target someone else when there's people who are already after you, okay? Hit him with one of these.
탈출 개체 확인.
재밌네요. 재밌네요.
좋아. 보입하게 성공했어. 계속 몰아붙이자.
지금 이겨버리겠어.
Wacky fact: there will never be an EGO that will not require small man Mr. Claire to suffer.
키놓고 나뭇가지는 부러지고 말았어. 저런 것으로 나비 하나의 체중도 견디지 못했겠지.
탈출 개체 확인.
재밌네요.
I love the videos games.
환상의 세계로 들어가 보죠.
아니, 말을 아끼죠.
명령대로.
여기에는 네 약한 부분도 쓰여있지.
자, 여기.
일반적인 상황에선 선택하지 않을 방식이겠지만 이유가 있었으리라 생각하고.
한 방 먹였네. 이 기세를 모아서 뚫어보자고.
No, I don't trust it. Nothing good has come from doing that in the past. Fuck it, we ball.
명령.
Now go! Go and fell our foes, Sinclair! He actually didn't hit any of our teammates. It's a miracle.
이 흐름대로 사냥을 끝내러 가보죠.
운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요.
As a result, you get to do it again! Except without Carmen or whoever.
여기.
No, Carmen causes distortions in EGO. Ah, wait, that's spoilers, I think. Whoops.
너무 쉽군요.
Yay! I'm sure that our favorite, I'm sure that everyone's favorite deranged ableist cult leader is very proud of her little guy, the specialist little boy, to ever be special. Man, oh wait, no, never mind. Alright, I think I'm gonna do my extractions and then I'm gonna finish up for the night. Yeah. Alright. 6. We gambling! 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Okay. I love gambling. I love gacha. I love gacha. I love gacha. I love gambling. I love gambling. It's so fun.
저녁은
It's so over for me. I'm not getting a single Walpurgis ID. God. What do you mean cannot purchase? It's over. It's so over.
저녁은 저녁만큼의 운치가 있어요.
Well,
비록 여기서 제방만큼 풍경은 잘 안 보이지만 단테님이랑 같이 있어서 좋네요.
I guess that marks the end of the stream. Thank you to everyone who showed up. Yeah, good night. I hope you all had fun because I know that I did. And I will see you all again soon. Bye bye.